Hey guys, it's Ben. Happy Tuesday to you. I hope you had a great week. Mine was phenomenal. Really, really good. I'm feeling good these days. And I know the last couple of videos, you guys are probably tired of me. Like, some people think I'm bashing Mounjaro, but I'm not. I'm not bashing it at all. I'm just saying that there's stuff out there that I didn't know about when I first started taking it that I kind of wish I would have known about it. And it kind of irks me a little bit that they're not better advertised. Some of the badder, worser, typer side effectors. You know what I'm saying? It should be advertised. Everybody knows about the constipation. Everybody knows, about the nausea in the morning, right? Everybody knows about that. Everybody knows about the weight loss stuff, right? Everybody knows that it's also good for other things. But not many people know. At least I didn't know. There's some people in the comments that knew. They said they knew 6 months ago, but I didn't know. I had never heard about it. It causes blindness, right? We talked about that last video. It's kind of depressing and stuff, but it doesn't cause blindness in everybody. Come on. It causes blindness in a very, very, very minute percentage of the people that take Mounjaro, right? Very small, very almost irrelevant, but it happens, right? Enough to where it should be reported, and it is. It's just not well known, and it should be. I think everybody should know the risks, right? Everybody should know, hey, it causes blindness, but it only occurs in one in how many patients, right? You need to know that. You need to go armed with both the good and the negative side effects of GLP before you decide to take it. Now, somebody asked in my comments, would you take it again had you known? Yes, I think I would have. I would have evaluated and said, I think that the benefits to my health outweigh any potential, it won't outweigh the potential side effects, but the risk, right? The very small risk. I'm willing to take a risk. I'm basically gambling a little bit, right? To get healthier, right? Because I know that if I stayed the way that I was, I'd probably be dead in 5 years. You guys, seriously. I'm 59 years old now, right? My dad passed away at 60 or 61. I have to ask my wife. I'm not really sure anymore. But he passed away pretty young, right? Fellows like me, we should live to our 70s at least that we used to. What the hell happened? Besides the food going to crap, right? All the food that we eat is just garbage now, right? Any food that you buy, right? Out fast foods and stuff at restaurants, you just can't count on it, right? Unless you make it yourself. And that's what I've done a lot lately, right? My wife mostly has been doing that for me. But, if I had to do it on my own, I think I'd be able to do it. Right? It's pretty easy. And it's really, a lot of people say, Ben, it's so much more expensive eating healthy. It's really not. I find that we're saving money eating healthy, really, honestly. We'll make a big salad and be like, wow, we didn't expect that much salad left over. We'll put it in the fridge. I'll have it the next day. It's totally fine. Try that with a McDonald's salad or a McDonald's cheeseburger. You ain't eating it the next day unless you like gross crap, right? And there are people out there that do. Don't get me wrong. Some people like pineapple on their pizza. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just saying. Where do you stand, by the way, with pineapple on the pizza? I'm 2 thumbs down kind of guy on that. That's nasty. Can you tell I'm in a pretty good mood? I'm in a pretty good mood. I don't even know my weight yet. Guys, we're not going to talk about the negative stuff. Last couple of videos, we talked about that TIND, the treatment-induced neuropathy of diabetes, that people should be aware of. It could happen. And they should be aware that you can stop it from happening just by controlling how fast your A1C drops. And that's all under yours and your doctor's control, but mostly yours. You're ultimately responsible for your health. Let me tell you something. When I go in and talk to my doctor, we talk about Mounjaro because that's the thing that I was on, right? And I'm still worried that I'm going to gain weight back or my diabetes is somehow going to get back out of control and I'm going to have to go back on it, which I will, by the way. Even knowing all the risks, right? It's the best thing for me. It's controlled my diabetes unbelievably, right? And the only side effect, that's not true. The only really bad side effect that I had from it, that part is true, was that treatment-induced neuropathy of diabetes I got in my right foot. And even that, I'm starting to get a handle on it, right? I've been getting treatment for that. And next step, I'm gonna go into one of those neuropathy clinics. I guess they do massages and all kinds of new wave stuff, and I'm all there for it. I'm willing to try just about anything. But we're not going to get negative today because I've talked the last couple of videos about the negative stuff of Mounjaro, right? And GLP-1s in general, really, right? And I keep getting it mixed up. I keep saying, oh, they're tirzepatide or GLP-1. It's a blah, I don't care. All those drugs to me are basically the same. And the side effects that we're talking about, they occur in all those drugs. So, right, yes, I know I mix and match them. but the side effects are the same. So you could really, it applies to all of them, really. So just in different variances and different degrees, but it's still applicable to all. Anyway, I'm not trying to say that I'm right, because I was wrong. Thanks for correcting me. I'm just saying how I am. I just say whatever's on my mind, and sometimes what's on my mind doesn't make any sense, and that happens, right? So I apologize in advance. By the way, you guys, I see a lot of people say this stuff when I watch their videos at the beginning. I'm not a doctor, and you shouldn't take my advice. Well, that should go without saying. Look at me, right? Would you look at this guy and would you take advice from me, medically speaking? Maybe to fix your motorcycle or something, I don't know, but not medically, right? You'd want a clean-shaven professional dude that kind of looks like a doctor. I'm about the opposite of a doctor. Anyway, you know what, guys? Maybe in an upcoming video, I should talk about some of the benefits of GLP-1s, right? And Mounjaro in specifically, because that's what I was on and that's what I'm interested on, right? And I've got people watching this channel that are also on Mounjaro, or were on Mounjaro, or planning on getting on Mounjaro. And some of those people are like me. They don't want to be on a prescription drug for the rest of their lives. I was told when I first got on this drug, not by my doctor, mind you, by other people taking the drug, that once I get on it, I'm going to be on it for life. And I kept telling them that's not true. I'm going to make that untrue, right? I'm going to eat so good, and I'm going to get my exercise in to such a degree that I'm not going to have to go back on medication, right? Everybody said it couldn't be done. That was 9 months ago, y'all. And guess what? It's done, right? It's done. I've been controlling it for 9 months. Now, I will say, that's not to say that it won't come all crashing down on me, right? My blood sugar goes all out of whack. I start gaining weight for no apparent reason, right? I'm not saying that that's out of the realm of possibilities. I'm just saying that I've been off of prescription medication for 9 months now to control my diabetes. I'm not on anything, right? And that's 9 months that I'm not on a prescription medication, right? If I had to go back on tomorrow, I'd reluctantly do so, but I would have that in my belt that I did it for 9 months without that prescription medication, and whatever built up side effects happen as you continuously take any medication that continuously builds up in your body, that's 9 months delayed that I put on that. Now I'm going for a year. That's my next goal. I'm going for a year without having to be on any medication for my diabetes. And can you believe it's 3 months from now? So I can make it, you guys, with your help. You guys encouraging me. Now, and what I mean by that, this is my vlog, right? So you guys watch me. I've come down from 240, 250 down to the weight I am now. And last week, that weight was 161.8, right? Last week. The week prior to that, it was 163. So I kind of lost weight last week. Even though I'm not taking anything to lose weight, I did it through diet and my exercising, right? My staying active, right? Not even necessarily, I wouldn't even say regimented exercise, because it was cold last week. But I got out in my shop and I walked around and I did stuff and I stayed active, right? And that staying active stuff and just watching what I ate, I was able to lose weight that week. So that's pretty cool. So my weight last week was 161.8, and we're going to weigh myself this week. I weigh myself once a week, and that's it, right? I don't weigh myself daily because I used to do that. And I used to get really upset because I'd gain a bunch of water weight one day and I'd be like, oh my God, I gained 3 pounds one night. And it wasn't true. It's just that I was retaining water weight and I didn't the night before. I was a little dehydrated maybe. I was so happy when I weighed really light, but really the thing was I was probably dehydrated. And those numbers don't mean crap if you're dehydrated, because if you're dehydrated, you're not healthy. And if you're weighing the perfect weight and you're not healthy, what good is it, right? You're losing weight to get healthy. That should be the main reason. The number 2 reason, right, is vanity. Of course, you look better. I've noticed, right? One of the things that I've noticed since I've lost the weight about myself is I am no longer self-conscious when I go into restaurants, right? I used to be like, they're all looking at me. They're wondering if I'm going to order the biggest thing on the menu or I know it wasn't true, but those kind of thoughts went through my brain. And every time I took a bite, I thought somebody was looking at me. They're like, look at that fat guy over there. Right? He should put down the fork, right? He should go. It just went through my head. And so my dining experiences hardly ever were excellent. And I never really enjoyed my meal thoroughly because I always was fat and I was thinking about that all the time. Now I go into a restaurant. I don't even think about it. I just realized that the other day. My wife and I went out to eat. I had a reasonably healthy meal. It was reasonably healthy, best you can do at a restaurant anyway. And I had a small portion. I only ate half my portion. The guy's like, you want to take that home in a box? I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know, I don't take stuff home in a box. Restaurant food never tastes better the next day, unless it's pizza. Without the pineapple, of course. Don't put pineapple on your pizza, you guys. If you're just starting out in pizza, don't start using pineapple. It's a bad habit. It leads to other things. It's a stepping stone, really. Anyway, sorry. I get distracted easily because I got ADHD, and I'm not treated for it, nor do I want to be. I love it. Anyway, so we've been talking about my weight, and I was talking about how I weighed 161.8 last week and how I weigh once a week, and you guys are here watching me and keeping me straight. So we're going to weigh this week 161.8. Now, I always like to say what my eating habits were like last week and how I think that I did, right? Now, my eating habits last week were good, right? I didn't eat any garbage at all, none whatsoever. Not even a French fry. My kid bring home, McDonald's or something every once in a while. He's stopping by to visit and offer me a fry. I didn't even have one fry. So that's how good I've been. Now, the chances of me weighing 161.8 are almost zero because your weight fluctuates every day. So I could weigh more, I could be less. My thing is, I want to weigh between 155 and 165. That's been my goal for a long time. So I got down with the Mounjaro. I got down below 150, you guys. I got down to like 147, if you can believe it. And it was way too much weight, right? I didn't feel good at that weight. So I decided that I would gain weight, right? So I came off the drug and I started gaining weight. And I've been very slowly gaining it. And I've gotten been between 155 and 165 now for, I don't know, months now. So it's been working out really good. The week prior to my 161.8 week, which was last week, it was 163. So I was getting a little worried because I was only 2 pounds from my maximum. So I decided to watch what I ate and do a little bit more exercise. And then I dropped pounds. I dropped down to 161.8. Now last week, I ate about like I normally do on an averaged out throughout the last 3 or so months. But with the exception of that being zero processed foods, all home cooked foods, all fruits and vegetables, that kind of healthy stuff, right? I did have one cheese dip. It wasn't a cheese dip, it's a cheese spread that you dip crackers in. And I had like 8 or 9 crackers and I dipped them in there. And so I don't consider that cheating, though. That was right at dinner time and I counted that as part of my dinner. Anyway, and I do calculations in my head. How many calories is it? How many can I do? I know what my caloric limit for the day is. Basically, I know, there's a zone, of course, but I know basically what that is to where I won't gain weight, and I know how many calories I need to bring in now to where I will gain weight, right? So I've got it. That's the hardest part, is getting your numbers. Once you get your numbers and you memorize your numbers, things get a lot easier, right? Your willpower, even when you get down and you've accomplished that goal, your willpower like triples. Like when you're losing the weight, you guys, when you're doing diet, you're like, man, my willpower's never that's not true. You'll be a lot more motivated to keep it when you have it. Trust me. It's very easy to give up on the way down. It's very easy to give up. But once you're down there, you're going to be motivated to keep it off. Trust me. Don't come down on yourself. Just keep grinding through those hard times. Trust me. And you're going to screw up on the way down too. I did. I had Sonic, one day and French fries and all that kind of crap. And I was even telling myself at the time, what the hell are you doing? Right? You're spending all this money on this drug and then you're doing this stupid stuff, right? Yeah, sure, I was losing weight and my blood sugar was under control because of the drug, but that wasn't my goal. My goal was to get to a healthy weight to where I can maintain my blood sugar and my weight on my own through diet and exercise. That's what I'm doing. I already said that though, didn't I? I'm sorry. All right, so last week's weight, 161.8. Last week's blood sugar was 122. So it was inching up there. My doctor said, when it gets to 130 or above, give me a call and we'll talk about, things that we need to do. Because she doesn't want to see my blood sugar over that on an average, right? So my last week's blood sugar was 122. This week's blood sugar, 116. Went down, feeling great. And that's because, no processed foods, obviously, and eating healthy. So last week's weight, 161.8. Let's see what it is this week. All right. Without further adulation, if you got a drum roll playing in your head, please strum it up right now. And here we go. 161.8 last week. Well, would you look at that? 161.8 this week. That's perfect, man. I'm so happy. I just felt like, Fantastic. Like I said, right? I think I figured out my caloric intake on how much I need to maintain, how much I need to gain, and how much I need to lose, right? This week, I decided that this last week that I was going to try to do the maintenance, right? I was just going to try to maintain that weight at 161.8 because it's so close to right in the middle. And the variances in water weight and stuff, right? I took that into account. So I just wanted to try to maintain that, and I did, 161.8 this week as well. Fantastic. Thank you guys for commenting, and that keeps me encouraged to continue to do these vlogs, which keeps me encouraged to keep an eye on this stuff, because without these vlogs, I'd probably quickly forget to test my blood sugar every day and to do my weight once a week. I'd probably let things slide thinking I got it under control. I'll just keep doing what I've been doing. But you have to do this stuff maintenance-wise. You have to do it. You have to do it at least once a week like I do it. Don't do it every day because you get hard on yourself and you don't want to do that. Do it once a week, right? Maybe twice a week if you're one of those people, but no longer than once a week. You don't want to do it like once every 2 weeks. That's too long. You start establishing a gain, you're going to be well out of control before you get it under control. I stick with a week. What do you guys do? Do you weigh every day? Do you day once every couple of days? Once a week like I do? Once a month or never? Let me know in the comments. I'm interested, truly. All right, you guys, I guess that's it. Now, I did apologize for talking poo-poo about the Mounjaro and all the tirzepatides and the GLP-1s and everything before. And I'm going to say it again. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset anybody. And in future videos, I do plan on talking about some of the benefits of these drugs, because there are a vast amount of benefits, right? Lowers kidney disease, right? Heart failure instances are lower. Stroke lowers, and it's mostly because it lowers your blood pressure, which it certainly did me. I came off 2 blood pressure medications while I was on it. I was on 3 blood pressure medications, y'all. I got 1, and my doctor hasn't taken me off it yet because she's a little iffy about it. I got an aortic heart valve replacement, and it's a plastic one, and they want to make sure I don't stroke out with that. So she's like, I don't know about that last one, but I'm trying to convince her because I'm letting her know, right? I got it from here, doc. I think I can control it, and if it starts going up, I'll just take it again, right? Easy. I'm trying to come off all the pharmaceuticals that I can. Of course, I'm going to be going to my grave taking some, like everybody else in the United States, I think. But if I can avoid it, if I can avoid any of them, I'm going to avoid it. There's other stuff besides the lower blood pressure. I talked about one of the side effects of the TIND, the treatment-induced neuropathy of diabetes. That's a side effect that's bad. A side effect that's good is it treats neuropathy. It lowers neuropathy, right? And some people that have neuropathy, they have noticed a lessening of that neuropathy, right? The opposite of what happened to me. It's just crazy how one drug affects one person differently than it affects another person, right? Same exact drug, 2 different people, completely different results. But the odds are, right, the vast majority of the people will experience relief in neuropathy, and that's great. One of the bad side effects is some of the very few people that take the drugs. Very few people that take the drugs are going to develop that neuropathy like I got, right? Very small percentage. Unfortunately, it happens. So yeah, let's talk about some of the benefits in an upcoming video. And to get me on the right track and to get me looking stuff up, if you know of any beneficial benefits to taking one of these GLP weight loss or diabetes medications, let me know in the comments below. Let me know. Does it like improve your hearing, right? Does it give you better speed on the 40-meter dash or whatever? I don't know. I don't do running. Who does running? That's crazy. We'll see you next week, guys. I'm getting out of control.